It's been a while since I made a fictional lore video. Uh, SD40-2s used as mainline locomotives in 2025? That's absurd. Why do we have that? Well, that's where I come in to explain. And we gotta go back to about 2021. 2021 saw a rise in locomotives, whether that's GE or EMD. It didn't really matter. You pretty much saw every type of locomotive there was at the time. All these locomotives were acquired between 2020 and 2022. But this is where something interesting comes in. As soon as those GEs came on the railroad, they were quickly dealt with. In essence, they disappeared as fast as they came. Why? Well, the G.R Railroad found many problems with them. One thing being this. Burn marks. Burn marks can happen on pretty much every locomotive, but they seem to be more common on GEs. So, yeah, they ended up discarding GEs because of something called turbo fires. This is what happens when some sort of fuel line, either that being an actual fuel line or lubricant, basically splits in half and then starts pouring into the turbo, which ends up causing a turbo fire, and the rest is history. This happens on older GEs, but sometimes it could also happen on the Tier 3 ES44s, which have a lot of problems with fuel lines breaking due to their increased pressure, which starts fires. So the GR Railroad decided to just go with EMD. Well, not just EMD, but the SD40-2. The SD40-2 was very popular in its heyday and is now not regularly seen unless you're Canadian Pacific, or KCS, or just CPKC because they're one now. But the GR Railroad also ordered ET44ACs at the time before they said, nah. At one point, some units did start running, but they stopped running shortly after. This is because they did some sort of trade with back then Canadian Pacific, and which is just now Canadian Pacific Kansas City. Just a reminder, this is all fictional. Since the GR Railroad already ordered the ET44ACs and would soon get them all, they decided to redirect that order to Canadian Pacific Kansas City. They still, of course, paid for the order. It's just that they basically gave CPKC the units for a much lower price. But this came in turn with getting Canadian Pacific Kansas City's SD40-2s. Why? Well, they decided they prefer SD40-2s for one very small fact. There were a lot more parts available for older EMDs. Essentially, for maintenance, it is basically a freebie. So with this trade between CPKC and the GR Railroad, CPKC got ET44ACs and the GR Railroad got SD40-2s. They were all renumbered from 6600 to currently now 6700s. There's bound to be more, so you might see units with 68 or possibly 6900. Some older SD40-2s exist, numbered in the 4400s, but those are soon to be rebuilt and renumbered most likely into the 7000s. The SD40-2 has become very synonymous with the GR Railroad to the point where it is literally a unit for the holiday train that they have. It's a 4400 unit, but it's still an SD40-2 nonetheless. Along with the SD40-2, they also have SD45s recently acquired. I don't know why they have SD45s now, but no, well, more EMDs. Those SD45s are also numbered in the 10,000s. That's 5 digits. They also have SD70 Max now. They haven't been revealed yet, but it's interesting. They have SD70 Max. Cool. I guess the EMD reign will live on with this railroad. And that'll pretty much bring this video to an end. A short little video on why the SD40s are so prominent here. Well, That'll pretty much end it here. See ya.